Little buzz in the building for one of the hottest teams in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Pitt up to 11-16 overall, 6-10 in the ACC against Georgia Tech, 10-15, 3-11 in conference, and they're trying to snap what is a 3-game losing skid. Rodney Howard and Mo Gee jump center, and away we go. Here are the starters for Georgia Tech. We told you about Mike Devoe. 4 in the old gold is Jordan Usher. Those are the top 2 guys. And beyond that, who steps up as the 3rd scorer? That's been the question all year for Josh Pastner.
That's been a difficult part for him. He knows his team is going to defend well. They need to find a consistent 3rd scorer.
Sturdivant has been that guy at times, but he misses from in close. And here comes Pitt. Well, we talked about Ithiel Horton and what he has done recently, scoring better than 20 a game over his last 3. And that has really freed things up for 23 in the black tonight, John Hughley. Well,
he's definitely queued up things for John. He does what he does so well inside finishing, drawing a lot of coverage. Underrated passer as well.
Now Jamarius, who loves the mid-range. Usher the rebound, and here's Georgia Tech on its 2nd possession. Khalid Moore, the senior, gets it to go to start the score.
If you're Pittsburgh, Coach Capel wanted his guys to be really disciplined. So much movement in the Georgia Tech offense. A lot of back cuts, a lot of back doors. Got to make sure you see your man in the ball.
And then at this end, Pitt has to decipher which defense Georgia Tech is in. And you think John Hughley could have a big night based on how they're going to defend him?
I think he will. And if they stay zoned, he's going to need his perimeter shooting, because that's why. On the glass, they can't keep a bigger body on him. I don't know if they have the size to match up with him.
His first points and the first for Pitt for the top scorer for the Panthers at 14 a game to go along with 8 boards.
Georgia Tech and their Princeton-style offense, their dribble handoffs and backdoor cuts.
Devoe. You think he needs to be more aggressive?
He has to be more aggressive. Everyone is scheming their defense to defend him, and he's never going to get an easy look. So he needs to be aggressive like that. If you're, if I'm a Georgia Tech fan, I got no problem with that shot. He needs to consistently be aggressive.
And it doesn't always mean with the shot going up.
No, he needs to create for himself and for his teammates.
Single coverage on Hughley. Usher flashed at him. And traveling called on John Hughley. I told you it's a much different tune for Jeff Capel and this Pitt program. His 4th year at the helm, coming off that huge win in Chapel Hill, 76-67. They led by 17 at halftime and led by as many as 21.
That first half in the UNC game was as good a basketball as you're going to see by anyone. I mean, that was definitely the best half that, Capel and his Panthers have played all year.
I mean, they came out, they banged down 6 of their first 9 threes, hit 10 in total, and got the win. Nice pass from Jordan Usher to find Rodney Howard, the junior big man at 6'10" for Georgia Tech.
So much movement again. Usher popped out. Not a lot of communication on Pitt defense, caused some confusion. Led to a dribble drive pass.
Great defense from Kyle Sturdivant, ripping it away from Femio to Cali, and Devoe lays it in, wanted a foul as well.
Good defense. Sturdivant getting his hands in there, getting into steal and assist early. You don't want to see Mike Devoe get early looks like that.
Hands in the passing lanes. Usher on the run out, lays it in, and an 8-2 start for Georgia Tech.
Most difficult thing in the league. Everyone emulates Syracuse's zone defense. I think Georgia Tech's defense, zone defense, rivals that. It's unlike anyone else's. It's like a 2-2-1. They're wide. That's how you attack it against the baseline threes, but they do a great job of keeping the ball out of the middle of their zone. It's just a difficult matchup.
How much of it is just knowing what defense they're in?
Well, Coach Pastner knows for his group, they struggle offensively. So defensively is where they need to be sound, and changing defense is keeping you off guard. He's calling point, calling his plays out.
He's done a little bit more of that this season, trying to limit turnovers. That was a problem for him, especially early in the year. Usher no from long range.
Georgia Tech isn't a great shooting team, but he lets his guys shoot, play with a ton of confidence. He knows he wants to play with the pace in the 70s, whereas Pittsburgh wants to slow it down and keep it in the 60s.
Horton had 7 threes in the win against Florida State. 5 of 5 last time out against Carolina. But here in this one, it is Georgia Tech with the advantage early on. 8-2, Usher at the rim. Georgia Tech gets basically half of its scoring from 2 guys. Its 2 best players, Mike Devoe and Jordan Usher. And Josh Pastner flipped the script. And when we were chatting with him today, he asked us the question and said, guys, how many teams in the ACC don't have 3 double-figure scorers? And the list is very short.
Well, he knows you need to have 3 double-digit scores to be among the best teams, which would he had last year. He's struggling with that this year, and he only has 2. I think the injury to Bubba Parman just hurt this team. He didn't turn the ball over, was a great shooter with range. He was the 3rd guy that they needed. They just don't have him to start this year.
Because of his knee, he is out for the season. He's only played in 2 games all year. Sturdivant scores, and 3 other guys, in addition to Devoe and Usher, have scored for the Jackets.
Sturdivant's back home in his home state. I think he's getting consistent playing time this year, and he can afford it. He can be a little bit more aggressive and be that 3rd guy that they need.
Georgia Tech out to a 10-2 lead these first 5 minutes, and they have stifled Pitt at this end of the floor.
His defense is giving him a ton of trouble.
Ithiel Horton has been painting the corners over the last few games.
That's the weakness in this defense. Georgia Tech's zone really does a great job of denying the middle of it. You have to attack on the baseline. Put your best shooter on the baseline like that.
That's a couple you've seen from the respective corners so far. Sturdivant scores again at the rim.
They do a great job with movement, grub screens, running their Princeton offense. It's a pain to guard. There's so much movement. You got to talk. Be so physical and sound in your defense.
Gee on the face-up, left it short. Another offensive rebound for John Hughley. And he draws a foul.
That's the best thing that he does. He draws a ton of fouls without shooting. Here with the reversal. That's the way you attack this zone. On the baseline. Great 3. E.I.T. Horton. He's been on fire from behind the line lately.
13 of 23 from 3. His last 3. Wanted it. An offensive rebound. Boy, he is long, and that's much needed for Pitt.
That's every team's nightmare against the zone. Their biggest concern is always rebounding. Great job by Guy running in there. Getting the rebound and finishing.
Again, we talked about that 3rd score for Georgia Tech. The other thing that Josh Pastner's been harping on and chatted at length with us about is the lack of the interior, especially when it comes to the offense.
Well, he's been spoiled, so to speak. He's had Lammers, he's had Banks, and Moses Wright, ACC Player of the Year a year ago. So he's had multiple years of really dominant bigs, and this is the first time he hasn't had that. He has a good defensive player and rebounder, but the first time he just can't throw the ball in the post to his best player.
Second bucket from Jordan Usher puts Georgia Tech up by 7. For 7 minutes here in Pittsburgh.
Zone defense really has him bothered right now.
Gee for 3.
Let's keep track again of how many times the 3 comes from that corner. They do a great job out top, but that's just the way they attack him. Get your best shooters there. See if you can get them out of that zone.
Pitt's taken 5. I think 4 have come from the corner.
Yeah, that's their weak spot.
Devoe Coleman connects. Freshman from Memphis, who was top 50 in our ESPN 100, a guy you recruited.
I did. Had a chance to meet him. If he starts making 3s, look out. And they called him Devoe for a reason, for a freshman. He has a ready-made body when he got here. An improved jump shot, as you on display, as you see that.
Odin Cowley threw it away, searching for Hughley. Devoe scoops it. Sturdivant hoists it. Off target left.
Coach Capel can't be happy with the turnovers right now. Way too many turnovers for the Panthers.
That was nearly a 5th. Here's Burton. Horton with another corner 3.
I think we found the theme of the night.
And Josh Pastner just lost his mind on the sideline.
He knows he's there. He's sitting right in front of him. He's yelling at his guys, you got to get to the corner.
Devoe turns it over. That will not please the Georgia Tech head man either. Flashy passing, Devoe Coleman. And then the corner threes for Pitt against the Tech defense. Ithiel Horton staying hot. Stronger. That was pregame at the Pitt. Coming up on the midway point of this first half, it's Georgia Tech leading Pitt 17-13. Randolph Childress, Mike Monaco, our entire crew with you. And Georgia Tech has forced Pitt into 4 turnovers so far.
Gone to a little 1-3-1 zone here. Still in the zone, just switched it to more of a 1-3-1. I think Pastner's the best in the league at doing that. Having coached against so many of these guys, he knows he may not have the best talent, but he does a great job of changing defenses and putting you off balance.
Another corner three. That's the 4th one for Pitt.
And Guy doesn't care anything about that. He knows if he gets to that corner against any zone, he gets a 3.
On his senior night in his 1-year plan for Pitt, he's got 8, including 2 triples. Usher draws a foul on Onibuchi Ezeakudo.
Great job attacking it. Skip pass, swing. When he gets ready to shoot, at his size and length, there's nothing you can do about it. You can't bother his shot. I know Coach Capel wants him to be much more aggressive.
Usher turned it over. And then Horton turns it over. He is so long, and he's got such a high release.
Davion Smith comes in the game now. Tech.
He's 5 in gold, top of your screen. Here's Devoe. Dumped it off. Howard lays it in. He's coming off his 2nd career double-double, a career-high 14 points, along with 11 rebounds in the loss Tuesday at home to NC State.
It's a great find by Devoe. He has a never-ending dribble, penetrates so much, so patient.
Another Pitt turnover. You see they have been making threes, which they've been doing more of recently. Howard from Smith.
Great job coming in, finding teammates. Howard usually is not known for his scoring. Does a great job finishing.
Half dozen for Rodney Howard out of Ypsilanti, Michigan. Usher with a kick ball.
Still in that 1-3-1 zone. Great job by Smith getting down here. Finding Howard. Big fella goes up, finishes strong. He does a great thing. Just letting him go. He's too late.
There's Guy with the turnaround, and he's got 10. He is really impressive more and more as this year's gone on.
Again, he's one of those guys. He's just with his 7-foot-plus wingspan. Just so difficult to bother his shot. The only person that stops him offensively is himself. I love that he lets the game come to him, but I wish he'd be a little bit more aggressive.
We talked about aggressiveness from Michael Devoe. For his 2nd bucket. Georgia Tech's got the lead with just 2 points from Devoe.
They've done a great job creating turnovers. Now they're in that man-to-man defense. They're switching ball screens. And again, that's after playing zone most of the game.
And again, 2 different zones.
Yes, the
which is the norm for Georgia Tech.
They'll change all game long.
He's got a dozen on the reverse.
Well, Coach Capel was senior night. Happens more often. He's out to an outstanding game so far, from inside and out. Travel.
Indeed.
Jason
Capel fired up with Mo Guy's performance along the sideline.
He has to be. He with 12 of the 20. Can't take the hot man out now. The great thing about playing against zone defense, too, he doesn't have to worry about subbing because there's not as much movement against it. So
Devoe to the bench. Usher right beside him. Josh Pastner mixing things up here with about 8 to go in this first half. straight makes before that miss from Guy in a heat check.
That was just an underrated passer right there. They give him the ball at the elbow. He's not great offensively, but he does a really good job passing the set screen.
Guy blocks the shot on the perimeter from Miles Kelly. Devoe back the other way. Mo Guy is the 4th best shot blocker in the ACC. He's got nearly 200 for his career.
Really great off the ball, weak side shot blocker.
Odukali draws a foul on Kelly. Well, Mo Guy putting on a show here in the first half. The lead was as large as 8 for Georgia Tech, but Mo Guy has 12. Doing it from all over for Pitt at the Pitt. Back in Pittsburgh, some scores from around the ACC today. These top 3 games were the 3 games that you had your eye on at the top of the conference, with NCAA tournament implications and then the ACC standings as well.
I would say, as far as those 3 games, were as impactful as any 3 in the country, because all 6 of those teams are tournament or stay in the tournament. They're either slightly in or slightly out. And today, 3 win is great win for Wake. Carolina rebounds, it comes back against Pitt. Great for those guys.
Yeah, it's a huge bounce back for North Carolina against a Virginia Tech team that had been playing so well, and to do it in Blacksburg. Notre Dame falls, so they had been tied with Duke, who you saw is in action right now at Cameron against Florida State. And then Wake Forest, that is a huge win for them.
They had to. They stopped a 2-game losing streak. You know, great response by those guys. They had to have that game. They were down early, down at the half, found a way to come back. And UCS hits a big 3 at the top, kind of seals the win for those guys. So they needed it. They just need to make sure they finish the season strong to keep their tournament hopes alive.
You'll want to stick around because we've got some ACC awards talk coming up. We put Randolph's name on it, so all hate mail goes to him.
Yeah.
But it's a conversation that you go to any shoot-around now in the ACC. There's a lot of talk among the staff, among the media relations folks, among us. Starting to think that way.
Yeah, everybody's talking about it. At this time of year, everybody's, even the players know. Everybody's thinking about it.
Well, Pitt's got its first lead of the night on a couple good made free throws from Femi Odukali. Coming up on 7 to go in the first half at the Pitt. Davon Smith, not known for his jump shot, missed that one.
Really gifted at getting into the paint, finding teammates and finishing.
Illegal screen.
I thought he stepped on his teammate's foot on that one, but illegal screen nonetheless. It's the call.
Noah Collier's been called for a lot of those this year.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a legal screen. Leaned his shoulder in. He knows it.
So he checks out. Georgia Tech takes over down by 1.
I think a great question is, where would this Pittsburgh team be if they had Horton around for the whole season?
I think at least 3 more wins. Minimum.
I think at least 4 to 5.
And that's not just in conference, you're saying over the course of the entire season.
I think in conference it's 3. I think it's more out of conference. I mean, his impact has been amazing.
Usher commits the foul. That's his first. Because he knocks down shots, Ithiel Horton. And then he takes pressure off of John Hughley.
Well, the other thing is we've seen it coming in at shoot-arounds, practices. He's the first one in the gym. So he's always around. He's earth. That type of guy has a tendency to drag guys in the gym with him.
Hughley, one-on-one coverage there.
If they go, I think that's the reason they started in so much zone. I think man-to-man, they know they don't have enough size and bodies to defend Hughley on the inside. And then you can see the adjustment is John Hughley's out pressuring the ball at the top to deny Howard with the pass.
First foul on Femi Odukali, hounding Mike Devoe.
It's just too deep. He gets it that low. There's nothing you can do but foul him. And that's an emphasis, you know. Coach Pastor doesn't want his guys to foul much.
He's seen what John Hughley's done all year.
Yeah, he's the best at drawing fouls without even shooting the basketball. No one knows that more than Coach Pastor.
Devoe Coleman, you were talking about his frame. He tried to muscle his way to the cup. Howard on the stick back, and he's got 8 points for the Jackets.
The Jackets was concerned about the rebound, and they're actually doing a great job attacking the offensive glass, more importantly, scoring in the paint. They're dominating paint points right now with 20.
Burton can't connect. And Usher the rebound. Sturdivant off the bounce. Lost the handle, turns it over. Pitt with numbers. Burton. Went up against Devoe, well defended.
Great block.
Very nicely done by Michael Devoe.
Didn't go for the pump fake, stayed on his feet. Great timing.
And then Davon Smith was getting ready to check in, and Josh Pastner pulls him back.
After that
Coleman hits.
Second three by Devoe. Great start to the game for this freshman. Back to the zone. This is their 2-3 zone, but it's more like a 2-2-1. They really want to keep that ball out of the high post.
Odicali got there, dish, he slams, he's got 14.
Great pass, great find. Odicali hasn't scored yet, but he's done a great job finding teammates. He's got to the free throw. Now, they haven't had field goal yet.
Guy who had 9 assists in that win at Carolina on Wednesday.
And Odicali does a great job usually of drawing fouls. This zone seems to be affecting him more than it is John Hughley.
Devoe draws a foul.
Devoe gets the kick out, steps into a rhythm three, holds that follow through, splash. Great find and finish by Gee. Tied ball game in the Peterson Center.
There is not a more entertaining coach in a press conference setting than Josh Pastner.
It's better to be on the ground wishing you're on the air than being in the air wishing you're on the ground.
You know, if I live to 100, I really hope I live to 110, you know, because I just love life. 120 would be awesome.
You know, it's like sometimes, it's like if you daydream and you're at night, is that really daydreaming? If you're at night, is it night dream? I mean, what is it? You know what I mean? He turns, shoots it, air balls, and I'm like, yes, I get a new contract extension.
Great lesson to learn. You can't be flushing paper towels down the toilet.
We had a really good practice yesterday with good energy, and did we lose you there?
To be clear, the computer on which he was doing the Zoom fell. He did not fall. No Pastners were harmed in the making of that video.
You can't convince me of that one. I think he took a spill.
He's the best.
No, he's a great guy. He's always amazing and fun to talk to.
I mean, we chatted with him for a good 30 minutes today at shoot-around.
Usually coaches are the first ones to run to the bus. He was the last guy to the bus.
They see Randolph, they say, get me out of here. But Pastner came over and he wanted his Randolph Childress fix as John Hughley walks with it.
I am a big fan of his. I've admired his adjustments to the game. And not just his adjustments, like we talked about defensively with Georgia Tech. They make adjustments defensively, but they're good at the adjustments. Some teams go to their secondary defense, and they're just not very good. Georgia Tech has always been a really good defensive team.
You're a fan of his. You saw a former ACC Coach of the Year. As Devoe goes driving in, gets his own miss. And Michael Devoe has a quick 4 out of the timeout. And Josh Pastner is a fan of about every opposing head coach, and this is what he said yesterday. Talking about Jeff Capel and this Pitt turnaround, he's in consideration for ACC Coach of the Year. We said that's how suddenly it changes here for Pitt.
I think it would be some validity to that if I.T. Horton was there all year. I mean, this is, you know, I think you could maybe mention Coach L Mike Bray and Steve Forbes, that's their award to lose this year. And I think it's Steve Forbes as the coach of the year. And I'm not saying it as being biased. I think he's really done a great job.
Hughley with a half dozen. It's Georgia Tech by 2 over Pitt. Devoe starting to get into a rhythm, and he draws another foul.
He is so crafty and so smooth, and it's stop and go so well. He's not the most athletic guy, but he stops and goes and with the best of them. He's a difficult guy to guard. He's such a rhythm guy, and you got to get physical with him to break his rhythm.
We were talking with an opposing player in the ACC last week who's an excellent defender. We said toughest guy to guard, and he said Mike Devoe.
Yes.
Because you just can't speed him up.
Those are the most difficult guys to guard, and I think he and Alandis Williams are, for Wake Forest, Alandis Williams are the best guys that you can't speed them up. They go at their own pace, and when you can't speed a guy up and he's in control, it's just tough to defend, particularly when you're 3-level scorers like these guys are.
Alandis Williams leading the conference, you see in scoring. Michael Devoe third. Foul, by the way, was on Georgia Tech's Rodney Howard. He's had a very good first half. 2-point game, 2 to go first half.
Both bigs are starting to do a great job forcing them off their spot.
Good block out from Kyle Sturdivant. He pushes.
Great behind.
Coleman. Knew it was short, got his own miss. And Coleman draws a foul. Hey, we've got another full day of women's basketball tomorrow, and it includes a matchup between 2 of the top teams in the conference, number 23 Virginia Tech and number 3 Louisville. Just trying to bounce back after the 1-point loss to North Carolina. Louisville had won 8 in a row before Courtney Banghart's team got the huge win on Thursday. John Hughley got a finger to the eye. Does stay in the game.
You best believe Coach Capel had taken him out. It's going to take a lot more than eye gouge to get him out the game right now.
With some of the physicality he's seen this year.
Yeah, he's going to let him play. The big fella's going to have to figure that one out.
Oh, we talked about secondary scoring, or I guess tertiary scoring. Devoe Coleman's got 8, just like Howard. Another corner 3, but this one not there for Pitt, and Davon Smith the rebound. Important spot in this game. Lead at 4. Can Georgia Tech stretch it as Devoe draws another foul? That's 2 on Eziakuta.
They do a great job of getting Mike Devoe the ball and allowing him to get to that dominant hand, that left hand. And again, he puts with his size, he just puts so much pressure on you. And he's getting to the line tonight. Hadn't done a great job of that recently, but he's a tough cover when he gets to the line. He's going to get to the rim, and you just want to not foul him.
He's a guy who, when you were on staff at Wake Forest, you recruited him hard.
Yes.
And I know you enjoyed catching up with him today.
It was great to see him. I'm a big fan of his. I think he's a great player. I really think he's a great talent, and you know, would have loved to coach him. And I'd like to see him in the post at his size a little bit more, but you know, he's averaging 19 a game. He doesn't need any help with that. I'm sure Georgia Tech fans are happy to have him.
Steady climb for him. Over his time, the last 3 years, he has been ultra productive and over 1,600 points in his career. Georgia Tech by 6, and Guy blows the tire. It's a travel and turnover number 9 in the first half for the Panthers.
Panthers are stopping themselves. Great job by Georgia Tech. Physical, and it's giving Pittsburgh Panthers some trouble.
Now the silver lining for Jeff Capel amid that look of frustration is the win at Carolina we've been talking about. They did that despite a ton of turnovers.
Yes. Doesn't have great point guard play.
Howard was thinking poster. Devoe off the ricochet. How about that sequence?
If you guys, I don't know if you guys noticed it. Jason Capel, the assistant coach, yelling in his ear when he bagged the 3. He turned around and said something to him. They both just laughed at him.
Timeout, Pitt. We step aside, back in 30. 7-0 run for Georgia Tech, and Mike Devoe has keyed a lot of it for the Jackets.
I mean, he's been playing great so far. Howard goes in strong. Lucky bounce. See Jason Capel yelling at him from the bench. You want to do that when it happens in front of you. High hand. Mike Devoe's telling him, it's too late, coach. It's too late.
You know, as an assistant, you just can't resist, especially when you know the scout as well as you do.
Well, the frustrating thing is, as a coach, is that Mike Devoe is the #1 option on that scouting reporting. You hate to see a guy get an open look like that. You don't want to score getting open looks, not when he's the focal point of the team.
Lead at 9, final few seconds here in this first half. Georgia Tech with some fouls to give. It's 2 on Howard, though.
Yeah, that's dangerous for Howard. You know, they don't have a lot of size, and he's going to come out now. But they don't want to lose him for long stretches.
It's the only time he has come off the floor in this first half.
As long as John Hughley's out there, he's not coming out. I mean, they don't have a lot of size. He's doing a great job of finishing. He's actually giving them an offensive lift today. 4 of 6 from the floor.
Josh Pastner will use his use it or lose it timeout here with 6 seconds to go to draw something up. We'll take it with him and then right back to Pittsburgh. .11 points from Michael Devoe in this first half, and Georgia Tech leading by 9, trying to slow down a red-hot Pitt team.
And Devoe's been really efficient.
Sturdivant commits a foul. That's the 6th on Georgia Tech.
Can't foul anymore. Coach is yelling, find Horton.
It's Burton. Can't hit. And that does it for the first half here at Pittsburgh.
Great half by the Georgia Tech. Come out strong. They got their balance scoring. They're mixing up their defenses, and it's giving the Pitt Panthers a lot of trouble.
Despite 4
Up to him, and he's doing a great job of finishing. Credit to him.
Final game of the night in the ACC. Back half of our doubleheader here on ACC Network. Glad you are with us. Let's see what we have in store in this second half.
Great job by Howard. He's trying to front, keep Hughley from getting the ball.
How impressive is it for a guy to play pretty much the entirety of the first half when you know the physicality that John Hughley plays with on the other side?
That's a big foul now. That's his 3rd foul. You can say there was emphasis by the Panthers to get John Hughley the ball inside, immediately draws a foul. Now I expect Georgia Tech to start going back to their zone because they just don't have the size now to match up against Hughley.
Now, Josh Pastner is very flexible. He's lenient if you pick up 2 fouls in the first half. First 20 seconds, like you said, foul number 3, and he does pull Howard.
He can be lean. They just don't have the size inside for him now.
There's Hughley over the top of the replacement, Jordan Mecca.
Yeah, they just don't have the size. They need Howard in the game to match up with them. When they go to their bench against them, just a tough matchup.
So how long can you keep him there?
Right now, you got to lead. If this lead evaporates, then you're going to have to get him in.
Mecca's turnaround doesn't go. Hughley clutches the rebound, and Pitt already trying to slice into the halftime deficit.
Still in their man-to-man right now.
Key off the shot fake. Quick 4 for Pitt.
Pitt's coming out with some energy, you know, both ends of the floor. When you're playing against, Georgia Tech, you can't let them get the ball in that flashback for the big. Hughley's got to do a better job of denying that. Just letting him catch it where he wants.
Josh Pastner, patience check. Well, 60 seconds on the bench. Rodney Howard's coming back in.
I think he knows what's about to happen if he doesn't. He has got to find a way to keep Howard winning. I think he'll bring Howard back in and go immediately to his zone. Here's
Mecca. Shot clock winding down. He's got to put it up. Can't score. And Gee the rebound, and it is all Pitt these first 2 minutes.
Difficult position to put Mecca in. He gets in the game and gets down the court and gets 2 shots. Wasn't intended for him, but he had to take the last one. Just a great find, great finish. There's no length inside to bother him. Gee's been playing outstanding. Just gets his mid-range jump shot.
He's got 16 on 7 of 10 shooting. So Howard back in, able to lock horns with John Hughley. Barreling his way to the cup. 6-0 start for Pitt.
Yeah, now they're going to go after him. I mean, Howard can be aggressive defensively. He definitely can ill afford to get his fourth. Pitt will continue to go after him inside.
Usher. Bounces for Howard, who's got 10 with the hook.
He's gotten himself going. They usually don't go to him offensively, but he got a great find. Usher found him again and just elevated to his shot over that left shoulder. That hook is what he wants to get to.
I mean, he absolutely cannot pick up 4 here. So how do you give him help defensively?
Well, they're going to try to front. I just don't think they got enough.
This is what Hughley does, drawing fouls.
He does it better than anyone in the ACC. Fouls without even shooting the basketball. It's a great find and finish. I mean, he's gotten it going right now. Great find. Elevates now. He's got 10. He's elevated himself tonight and been the second lead scorer for Georgia Tech.
Meanwhile, Hughley starting to get rolling. You see, he leads the country in free throw attempts. And his last 2 games, he's been back to himself. Against NC State, he had 21, 10, and 6 assists. At Carolina, had 18.
One of the reasons, he does it because he's the best in the country at posting and drawing fouls without getting up shot, without even shooting a field goal attempt, just posting.
Georgia Tech by 4, first 3 minutes, second half.
Hughley has to do a better job of denying Howard that entry, that post feed.
Usher too strong. Good hands from Usher.
Great strip. Great
on the run out with the slam. He has been a pest defensively.
Coach Pastor calls him his best defender and thinks he's underrated as a defensive player in this league and thinks he should get more respect. Think he is the best defender in the ACC. There's a lot of physicality going on inside.
Burton short, Hughley an offensive rebound, can't stick it back. He wanted a foul. That's good D from Howard.
Howard did a great job of standing straight up with his hands. Thought John was playing for the foul. He's looking over at us. I can't call it for you, big fella.
You can do a lot of things, but that ain't it.
I've never known anyone to make that call from where we're sitting.
Here's Devoe giving it up. It's Fenio Ducali who's on Howard now, and Khalid Moore scores. So nice little rebuttal here from Georgia Tech.
Yeah, they responded. Panthers are just playing a lot harder, a lot physical, you can tell. Coach Capel challenged these guys to come out. And neither team is really deep, so.
Hughley, good pass, and Gee on the receiving end.
I think that's one of the most underrated skill sets that he has. I think he's a really good passer. He just has to be willing, when teams doubling him, to be more willing to accept the double team. But I think he's a really good passer.
He's got 18. His career high is 19. Start of it. Knocks it down.
Great find, great finish. Georgia Tech's playing well.
Important quick first step. Moore got the block. Here come the Jackets. On the hit ahead, it's Devoe at the rim.
You don't want to give Georgia Tech transition baskets. This is a team that struggles to score, and now they're running back to their 1-3-1.
It's a 9-2 run here for Georgia Tech.
You got to move the basketball against it. You can't dribble against the 1-3-1. Swing it, corner 3.
Back iron for Gee.
Got it to the right guy. You wanted that shot. Just didn't knock it down.
Blaze past the media timeout. Devoe with a scoop that doesn't go.
Tried to reject the ball screen and finish baseline.
Horton. Nope. Usher.
Usher with the leak out.
Again, and he lays it in. Pitt needs a timeout. Jeff Capel takes it.
Usher with the great cherry pick. Great pass, great find. even stronger finish by Mo Gee. Usher with the finish. Georgia Tech up 13. The beat is in center.
He apologized to the Jackets fan base.
Well, he knows his team, and he's very comfortable with these guys. He knows their limitations. They've gone long droughts without scoring, and there's nothing you can do about that. You know coming into a season you're going to have that. He does a great job preparing his team. No one's ever going to look at this team and say they're not prepared to play basketball. And they come to work every day and work hard. That's all you can ask.
Good scrap for the rebound from Khalid Moore after Burton's shot rolled all the way around the rim but not in, and he's 0 of 7 from the floor in this one.
The one thing that Coach Bassler said is that after a while, when you go through scoring droughts, it's just hard to get guys to keep playing. And I think that's what's happening at Pitt. The ball's not going in for guys, and they're not playing as hard as you'd like for them to play. We always say the ball gives guys energy when it's going in the basket.
What a follow from Rodney Howard, and he's got a dozen, and he has made a huge impact tonight.
That's probably 10 more than they were expecting out of Howard. I mean, he has been in here for his rebounding and defense. He's really had himself a heck of a game on both ends of the floor.
Swats that one out to his teammate Devoe, and again the Jackets in transition, and Devoe had it roll out.
But he had it in, spent out on him at the end. They get a great amount of opportunities of fast break transition offense through that zone. You got to get back, balance the floor if you're Pittsburgh.
For Pitt at this end, Hughley out, and Jeff Capel looking for answers with the largest deficit they've faced. They turn it over.
Another turnover. 11 turnovers for Pitt.
Devoe can't make him pay.
If you're Pitt, you got to push tempo a little bit.
Corner kick. Horton swirls one out.
They're getting good looks. You just got to keep defending. Gee and Horton are their two best shooters. Their missed threes, you can live with it.
You said it's hard when the shot's not going, though.
Shot's not involved, it's hard to do. So much movement by Georgia Tech.
Devoe off his shoe and a turnover. But the lead is 15 for Georgia Tech on the road at Pitt. All right, it's a big one that is coming up in a rematch for those two who are playing some good basketball right now. And it got us thinking about our ACC awards, and this is what you see.
I do. I think today I was flip-flopping between Mike Breyer, Coach Forbes, and since Wake won today against Notre Dame, I said, all right, I'm going with Coach Forbes. I think Alondas Williams is the player of the year in the ACC. I don't think there's much argument there. Freshman of the year, Paula McCarroll, and I think Reese Beekman gets the defensive player of the year. I don't think there's much of an argument. Coach Arrow belongs in the coach of the year as well, but I think it's Forbes.
We go to a quick timeout. That means you're off the hot seat. We'll unpack it more on the other side.
I don't think anyone expected to see them in Miami on that front page at this point in the season. Credit to both of those teams and those coaches. They've had a heck of a year.
You were starting to talk about the ACC Coach of the Year discussion. Bray, Forbes, Larinaga is probably the top three.
Yeah, I don't think anyone will argue with those. There's been some, Capel and those guys have had a good run here, and they've all had their moments. I mean, this league has the best coaching in it by far. And speaking of coaches, congratulations to Mike Pegues, who got his first win today as a head coach for Louisville. I know the season's been disappointing, and he's been, it's been a difficult turnaround for those guys, but congratulations to him. You definitely celebrate all wins, no matter how they come. Pittsburgh starting to extend their pressure a little bit full court.
And they force a tie-up to stay at this end.
They're going to need to turn their aggression up. I think things right now for Georgia Tech and Panthers have to get some turnovers going, and looks like they're going to go some zone. Yep.
Something they've done over the course of the season, something they worked on at shoot-around today, started and misses.
I'm surprised to see they didn't go to it a lot earlier. And Georgia Tech isn't the best shooting team, and as you can see, their zone bothered Pittsburgh so much.
Almost 5 minutes without points for Pitt, and as we've talked about in the second half, they've had good looks.
They have.
Cali spinning, slicing, not scoring. He will go to the line for 2.
Still looking for his first field goal. But he does a great job, forward guard. He gets to the line at a high clip. He's only shot 2 free throws tonight. They've only shot 4 as a team. We talked about how much Hughley and Cali get to the line. But Coach Pastner talked about it. He wanted to defend without fouling, and they've done a great job of that.
Sophomore from Brooklyn, 64% at the line.
Yes, no.
8 tonight, 9 Eastern. The men's Nothing But Net crew will break it all down from today's games. They'll look ahead at the upcoming week. And then Thursday nights, 10 Eastern, on the women's side, Nothing But Net with that star-studded crew right here, ACC Network and the ESPN app. One tap. You got any Brooklyn rapping in you?
Not at all. Not at all.
Viewers rejoice. Good quick hit ahead, and Devoe.
Coach Capel can't be happy about that. I mean, you give up a layup off a free throw. It's just something that just cannot happen. And I know he's disappointed with the effort so far, the Panthers. I mean, you get a great win coming in red hot 3 in a row, and it just hadn't played very well so far this game. And Georgia Tech's a difficult team to play against.
Has it been lethargic?
I think they came. Tech does a great job. They keep you off balance. You know, here you get your best shooter a shot. He shoots it deep, but he's been shooting 57% from the floor. You don't mind that shot from him.
In the turnovers, some missed shots on good looks, but right, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't feel like it's been for a lack of effort.
It hasn't been just effort. You just got to keep playing. They're gonna battle. They're gonna make a run.
And we still got a long way to go.
Long
the
way to
third
go.
3 from Ithiel Horton. 54-41, Georgia Tech in control.
This zone can be dangerous for Georgia Tech. They got to find their shooters. I mean, they got to know where Mike Devoe is. Everyone else you can live with making threes. You got to find 0.
Usher, such a good passer. Howard draws a foul.
I thought that's a difficult call. I thought Howard got away with one. If we can see it again, I thought he lost it on the way up. I think he just lost it. Showing a 3 by Horton coming down. Knocking it down. Great pass. Yeah, I got away with one.
Agreed.
John Hughes got a right to be upset about that one.
Good news for Pitt, it's only his first. Puts Rodney Howard at the line. He's 56% for the season.
This is when you got to yell to him like Rasheed Wallace and say the ball don't lie. Hope he misses it.
Howard makes both.
Makes both. He has played himself a great game tonight.
And Josh Pastner again sat and chatted with us today and talked about the problems scoring on the interior all season long.
Not tonight. Who would have thought he would have won the scoring matchup so far? I mean, that's indicative of how this game has gone for Pitt.
Cali knew it was short, and here comes Georgia Tech on another run out. It's Usher.
A little bit out of control.
One speed.
Yeah, a little bit out of control. But they've been getting a lot of run outs in that zone. And they do a good job of getting downhill. Odin Cali steps in and sacrifices his body. Usher knew it, helped him up.
Usher exits his second foul.
Coach want to settle him down a little bit. They're going to need him. He's their second leading scorer to finish this game.
Guy who's just dripping with energy at all times.
So much personality.
How fun was the chat with him and shooting around today?
Amazing.
Horton. Nice kick. He not there on a corner triple try. Good board by Rodney Howard. And here comes Smith finding Devoe for 2.
Another fast break layup. Doing a great job again. Transition layups out of the zone. Rebounding, pushing. Pitt's off balance because they're attacking on the baseline like we talked about. Weak side has to get back to balance the floor so they can set their defense. This zone is giving them trouble.
And it's been great defense all night from Georgia Tech.
Another fast break layup.
Khalid Moore. Had it roll off the rim. Jeffers saves it. Burton on the pull.
Burton's been solid for these guys. Over the count, they had to hit a field goal. Was Burton starting to pick up the slack for him? Hadn't scored much, but he's had 5 assists tonight. Guard play has to finish strong for Pitt to get back in this game.
8 misses, a guy who averages 13 a game. Hughley, strong rebound, scrapping on the deck for it. Moore in a scrum as well. And Khalid Moore comes up with it. And we play on. And now foul call. That's about as long as it'll go on the deck without some sort of whistle.
I was expecting the timeout. No one called it. Great hustle by both teams. They're playing hard.
Josh Pastner was going to preserve that timeout no matter what. It's Georgia Tech in control. Can Pitt make a run down the stretch?
To change defenses, but be good at it. Like now, they're going back. They're in there 1-3-1.
Now, before the break, remember, there was a foul on that scrap. It was on Rodney Howard, and that is 4 on Howard, so he's out of the game. And Jordan Mecca, 23 in the gold, is in.
A lot of attention inside to John Hughley, as expected.
Foul goes against Georgia Tech on Mo Gee's drive. It's on Jordan Mecca. So Mo Gee to the line with 18 points and 8 rebounds in this one.
He has done his part.
Hey, Monday, the tournament, a history of ACC men's basketball, continues right here on ACC Network. Episodes 5 and 6 will get you through the mid-70s into the early 1980s. New episodes every Monday through March 7th at 9 and 10 Eastern. And you can watch old ones on the ESPN app. New career high in scoring for Mo Gee with 20. And it's a 13-point game with 7 to go.
Pitt's going to try to squeeze a few more possessions out of this game with their zone defense before they'll be forced to go man. It's giving Georgia Tech some trouble.
Moore, big shot out of the corner for Khalid Moore.
And that's not his strength, but it's a lot easier to take that shot when you're up. Credit to him for knocking it down.
Good hands from Jordan Mecca.
They are so active right now in this defense. Another turnover.
14 for Pitt.
Just a really good possession. Tech's moving the ball. I mean, just steady moving it, driving it. It's a wide open look. Great job knocking it down.
And now Pitt extends out.
They have to now.
Coleman too strong, pretty quick trigger.
Yeah, as a freshman, you don't want that. Jamie lucky with the violation on the inbound.
Yeah, Davon Smith took the brunt of it, slow to get up.
It's unintentional, but it'll probably still be a flagrant one. He's got to call it.
On the elbow from Will Jeffers. So, not flagrant, they say. Davon Smith is going to go get some attention on the sideline. Hopefully he's all right.
Great job officiating. It was definitely not intentional. So many times you see that just being automatic. Jamie Lucky and his crew's been around a long time. It's another turnover.
Trouble on the catch for Jeffers, 15 of them.
I know Coach Cape was just so disappointed right now. I mean, that group was playing their best basketball tonight, and for whatever reason, just hadn't come out with a lot of life. And Georgia Tech's had a lot to do with it. They're not an easy team to play, and when they get this type of balanced scoring, they're difficult to beat no matter who you are, because they're going to compete and they're going to defend.
That's that patented Mike Devoe shot fake in against the roll.
Silky smooth Mike Devoe. You just can't speed him up. He plays at his pace, and it's so frustrating to defend a guy like that to score it on all 3 levels and just so under control all the time.
17 for Devoe. Foul here on Khalid Moore, prompting the 1-and-1. And again, to go back to it, Josh Pastner was furious with how the first half went on Tuesday against the Wolfpack. And he said, we were too cool, we were too casual, and we were too cute in the first half of that game. And how about the effort his team has responded with in this one?
I bet that statement is something Coach Capel can relate to today. His team, in fact, played its best half of basketball. And then you come in here tonight and you wouldn't know it. I mean, Pitt has really struggled tonight. And I think Georgia Tech has played almost flawless.
Better shooting performance as well that you saw.
They've gone through long droughts without scoring this year, and they hadn't done it tonight. Tonight they've been pretty solid of eliminating the scoring droughts. They've got a lot of leak out, a lot of transition basket. Pitt's helped them with the turnovers.
Sturdivant wiggles through 2 Panthers.
They're a difficult team to press with the amount of ball handling they possess and they have on the floor.
Khalid Moore. Nice spin. Bounce up.
Great job by Hughley, just holding his ground, walling up, finishing with a rebound.
More than 3 minutes without a made bucket for Pitt.
Pitt can go through droughts without scoring as well. A lot of contact inside. They let these guys play. John Hughley doing what John Hughley does, drawing fouls without taking shots.
I mean, on both blocks, there are near hook and holds there.
Yeah, they could have called it a few seconds before, and he's so physical inside and does a great job using his body. And again, get to the free throw line. The last thing you want if you're Georgia Tech here is the Yellow Jackets. You don't want the clock to stop on a foul.
Hey, another full day of women's basketball tomorrow, and this is a really good one. Number 23, Virginia Tech. Number 3, Louisville, 2 o'clock Eastern, here on ACC and in the ESPN app.
It'll be a big game. I think I cashed in my Player of the Year vote a lot earlier than most, but I'm stick to my vote.
It's like January 15th.
Yeah, I'm sticking with it.
How are the Twitter mentions, by the way, after you put up your awards picks?
I'm afraid to look. It's so wing dominated, you know they're going to call me a homer. But I think it's legitimate. I think no one really disagree with that.
For what it's worth, I would put the same 2 guys.
Yeah, I think they're deserving of it.
Steve Forbes, Alonzo Spurs. Shot clock winding down. Georgia Tech by 14, coming up on 4 to go, and Sturdivant nearly knocked it down. Pitt's got to go quickly here. They know it. Hughley
force another timeout if they can, or a 5-second count.
Sturdivant had it slip through his hands, and a turnover.
Coach Pastor didn't want to see that. He's looking to. That's when your staff tells you he has nobody. Leave him in.
Well, and he went to see which defense maybe they go to as well. They're sticking in what they call 50.
Yeah, they were in there 1-3-1.
7-0 run the last 2 minutes you see for Pitt.
A lot of waste of time.
Cali. No. Shot clock didn't reset. Burton's got to get it up, and he does not. It's a shot clock violation. It went off only the backboard from Femi Cali.
Yeah, unfortunate break there for Pittsburgh. Playing with a high motor there. Gee goes in, gets the offensive rebound. Just didn't hit the rim.
Devoe. Really quick trigger.
Yeah, you didn't want to see that if you're a Georgia Tech fan. You want to run some clock.
He at the rim, and it's a single-digit game.
Georgia Tech's got to handle this pressure. Pittsburgh playing with a lot of energy.
Stays with Georgia Tech.
Great job handling the pressure. You would like to get Mike Devoe back. Pushes it up. Fine. Oh, Strong finish inside. He hasn't had much help today, but he's been great.
See, 22 and 9. It was 22 a career high for Mogi, the Stony Brook transfer. And then Howard nearly turned it over. Shot clock at 5. In the hands of Michael Devoe. He realizes it. Devoe driving, and a shot clock violation.
Great stop. Mike Devoe unaware of the clock. Great find. Great denial. Pitt's turning up their defense. They needed to be a little early. Now they're in desperation time.
And Josh Pastner just pulled Mike Devoe, who was not happy coming off the court when he realized it.
Well, I guess he expects more out of Mike to know the time and score in that situation. Mike got the ball with 4 seconds. That's plenty of time. Probably give him a quick blow. He's going to get it back in.
And the foul. John Hughley with a chance at 3.
Here comes Pitt. Getting it inside to Hughley. Finishing an and 1. Not so fast. We got a game on our hand, folks. Got it right in the middle of that zone. Goes up strong.
This is danger time for Josh Pastner's team in enemy territory. Still 2:38 to go.
Now, how long would he leave Mike Devoe on the bench? He needs his ball handling. Offensive rebound.
Wow. Odukali kicks. Burton for 3.
Big shot.
Can't hit too strong. Another offensive rebound. Key lays it in. 5-point game.
Still under pressure. Georgia Tech is on their heels, panicking a little bit here.
Coleman. Short. Horton comes up with it.
Got a foul.
And a Coleman foul. This has changed in the blink of an eye.
Got ourselves a game now. Great find. Finding Hughley in the middle of the zone. Puts it down, gets a strong finish, and 1. He has just been amazing tonight. He's been the best player on the floor. Quick shot by the freshman. IT Horton hustles in, grabs the rebound. Shoot 2.
Miss on the first from Ithiel Horton. You see just 1 miss in 14 attempts this year as Devoe comes back in. And Horton, for his career, 80%.
You got to get Mike Devoe in.
4-point game.
Pitt's just playing with a level of energy now. Desperation they need to play with early. Georgia Tech rattle.
14-0 run. Devoe.
Quick shot.
Knocks it down.
Going back to their 1-3-1. That's why you got to get him back in the game. He's a big-time player. Makes those kind of shots. Georgia Tech needed it.
Horton can't answer. Big-time rebound, Jordan Usher. And he gets fouled by John Hughley.
I think Mike Devoe just said enough of this. Upset that he came out of the game. Gets back in. Walks into 1. It's a big shot. He misses this. Pitt has the momentum, but he knocks it down. Great shot.
He had a conversation after Tuesday's loss with Josh Pastner. And Josh Pastner was disappointed in Mike Devoe's energy level. And they talked about in these final few games, for a senior in Mike Devoe, leaving a legacy with how hard you play. Georgia Tech turns it over again.
Studevich just dribbled up across half court, jumped in the air, and blindly threw a pass. He's yelling right now. He wants Mike Devoe to get the ball in his hand, for sure. Comes up, jumps. You never want to leave your feet and make a pass.
It's down 7 with the ball, and he is fouled, and he will shoot 2.
That may be it for Howard.
It is. Rodney Howard's out with 1:35 to go.
Well, it's not as important now as it is early in the game. Play now and ability to make free throws. He's been great tonight. 14 points is not what you expect from him. He's been outstanding.
You said Guy's been the best player on the floor. Howard's been the most surprising and maybe the most indispensable to this point.
Well, I think he's the reason Georgia Tech's winning this game tonight. You didn't expect him to score 14 points. He's been their second leading scorer tonight. We were talking about who was going to be the third leading scorer. We didn't expect it to be Howard. played great tonight.
And now left to watch as Mo Gee splits at the line.
Great rebound by Ford. You got to handle this pressure.
Horton commits the foul on Devoe Coleman.
It's never a bad idea to foul a freshman. You got fouls to give. Pretty soon you got to start using them. And free throw shooting is going to be key for Georgia Tech as we close out the game. You'd like to see him give it to Mike Devoe right there.
Devoe's got Jamarius Burton on him. And now a switch. And now in the hands of Jordan Usher. Here's Devoe. Skipping. Sturdivant. Throws it up. Gets it to go!
Wow.
Did he get it off in time?
From my point of view, I didn't think he got it off.
I agree.
But
Huge call here.
Yeah, it's a major call. I've been wrong a few times.
Let's see.
I think the pump fake got him. No good.
In his hands with 0 on the clock. Boy, we have had more shot clock violations here in the last couple of minutes than you normally get in the game.
Well, these are two of the better defensive teams in the league. They play hard. Now, they have scoring deficiencies, but defense, both teams plays really hard defensively, so I'm not surprised to see some of the defensive shot clock violations tonight.
What has Pitt been able to do, aside from forcing turnovers here, over these last few possessions, that is leading to better offense against how good Georgia Tech's D has been?
They're just turning them over. They're not letting them set their defense, actually. You know, what's happening is they're getting turnovers. Now Georgia Tech's turning the ball over like Pitt did early, and they're getting runouts, and they can't set their defense. They can't get in their zone. They're not matching up. They're just sped up right now.
66-60. Georgia Tech in front of Pitt. 1:05 to go in regulation. Pitt with the ball. Pitt has been surging the last 5 minutes. Ithiel Horton pulls up, no. Usher battles on the boards and a Pitt foul on the rebounding action. Goes against Femi Odukale. 5 team fouls on Pitt.
Pitt's going to extend the pressure again. They don't get a steal here, try. Expect a foul. Yeah.
Need more, and team foul number 6.
Now Georgia Tech's got to make some free throws now.
The best free throw shooters that Georgia Tech has are Kyle Sturdivant, 79% for his career, and Michael Devoe, 74% for his career.
I expect Mike and Sturdivant to keep the ball in their hands. They're experienced guys. They've been in these games. Both was on an ACC championship team a year ago. You definitely want the ball in their hands, kind of close it out. This is a big possession.
And Pitt's playing it out. It's about a 17-second difference in a 2-possession game, and now Hughley fouls Usher. So the 1-and-1 coming for a 67% free throw shooter.
Well, if you're going to foul, you should have fouled seconds ago. You wasted so much time if you're going to commit the foul. You'd like for them to foul much earlier in the shot clock.
Usher's first trip to the line, 5th-year senior. Good on the first.
Now you're playing situational basketball. If you're Pitt, you got to get it up and get a shot quick. You don't have to have a 3, but you got to get a quick field goal here.
Usher makes both. That is one confident young man.
He doesn't lack confidence at all.
29 seconds, 8-point game. Odukale. Key had it come back out, but a foul call. Jamie Luckey says they got Gee on the left shoulder.
Great finish by Gee. He's had himself a night. Did he get him? I thought he just mixed. Oh, he got him in the head. Great call. Usher slapped him across the head going for the block.
And that got down for Gee. They have a chance to cut it to 5.
Yeah, been a great poster for him as well. As a senior, as you expected, he's played with a level of desperation tonight. And unfortunately, he just hadn't had a lot of help.
Odukali, by the way, to the bench because he's got 4 fouls. So Onibuchi Ezeakudo comes in. He's got fouls to give. A trap and a timeout taken by Josh Pastner with 22 seconds left. This is his penultimate timeout with a 6-point lead.
Got to draw up something, get the ball into his best player's hands. Pitt's running out of time. They're going to have to deny. Try to get a 5-second call. If they can't, they got to immediately foul.
Our game reset with Georgia Tech in front by a half dozen. In a game they have led by as many as 18 in the final 6 minutes of this game. But Pitt came storming back, and Georgia Tech is trying to weather that.
This flipped quickly. I think Georgia Tech was just trying to run out clock, got really passive. Pittsburgh just got really aggressive, turned them over a couple of times, forced them into some quick shots. Basically doing what Georgia Tech did to them early in the game.
Josh Pastner trying to start what is a busy upcoming stretch with a win. This is the start of 4 games in 8 days and the beginning of 4 of the next 5 on the road. Khalid Moore gets it in to Kyle Sturdivant, and Ithiel Horton commits his 3rd foul to put Kyle Sturdivant at the line for the 1-and-1.
Want your point guard closing it out. Best free throw shooter. You want to get him on the line late. Just Georgia Tech, just like he drew it up.
Again, 79% for his career. And you see his first trip to the stripe tonight.
Now I'm talking good about him, and he'll probably go up and miss. Never fails.
Here comes Pitt, 6-point game, final 20 seconds of regulation. Burton driving, can't score, big rebound Devoe, and that should just about do it. Usher will relax on an exclamation point, and Georgia Tech comes to Pitt and hangs on with a 68-62 win.
Great effort by Georgia Tech. They've controlled this game from the start. Kudos to those guys. Played great rebound in the basketball as well. Pittsburgh struggled, had a hot streak. They got to find a way